Yeah, that's a really good point, Andrea. So I was a key witness in a Helsinki district court supporting a case that's been brought by a business entrepreneur called Mika Valkala against the Finnish government and a large catering company called Pfizer, not Pfizer, for human rights violations because he was not allowed to be served in the cafeteria in that coffee shop because he didn't have a COVID pass. When that was instituted was December 2021. At the very same time, the equivalent of Finland's chief medical officer, Hanna Nohynek is her name, who is also the chair of WHO SAGE on vaccines, essentially, one of the chief scientists for WHO on vaccines, actually admitted under oath in court that by that stage it became very clear that the prevention, listen to this carefully, Andrea, the prevention from infection from the COVID vaccine was zero, and therefore would not stop transmission. Therefore, there was not just no justification for mandates, but actually, she said it gave people a false sense of security. They thought if they were vaccinated, then they could not worry about COVID and they can maybe behave in ways that might increase the chance of spread. And of course, this was detrimental. But actually, what we know now, Andrea, and I had my intuition and my experience suggested this early on, is the real people who pushed for mandates were Pfizer, were the drug companies. And that's likely when they knew that vaccine was causing considerable harm, even killing people, and it wasn't stopping transmission or infection or had a minimal role to play in that. And they financed respectable organizations in America, and I'm sure other parts of the world, behind the scenes, giving them tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to basically push the message that we need to have mandates introduced. So this is purely being driven by these corporations. And people need to understand, the whole of the Croatian population need to know that these organizations, in the way that they try and make money, actually are pathological. And that has been diagnosed by the actual eminent forensic psychologist, Dr. Robert Hare, as psychopathic. So what does that mean? Callous unconcern for the safety of others, incapacity to experience guilt, repeated lying, deceitfulness, and conning others for profit. This is the business model of Big Pharma.